your report. From here, we went from the original application, threw down what we did, and then went back and qualified it against the contract. You could actually start from the contract. So this prompt, Aaron, can you upload again the contract or the award letter?
Yes.
So we'll start from the award letter. I'm going to have him upload it again just because it's sort of stepping into a new approach. And rather than starting a new GPT chat thread, we're just going to keep going with this thread. So I'm going to upload that one again. Here's the award letter. So then I said, if we're a full contract, right, we're going to give the prompt. What are the requirements for this grant to be compliant with the funder? So instead of starting with what did we promise, we're starting with what is this funder expecting from us? And that will give you an outline from which you can start to refine and rework and build a report out of. And then some of the things that I've done in the past is take when I first get an award letter, right? If you get your award letter or you get your contract, I've gone back and before I sign the thing and send it, take my original narrative and take the contract, and I will ask the question, where is there direct alignment with our application narrative and the requirements of the grant per the contract or the award letter, whatever it might be? And so it will go back to that original application. And, as you're starting to sign, this is a risk mitigation tool for you at this point too. This is a governance thing you could be exploring while you're doing your grant work, right? You're saying, here's a contract telling us what we're signing and saying what we're signing up for. And then here's the narrative. Are there things that are not in alignment? Are there things that I'm looking at and going, wait a minute, there's no way we can actually do what this. So, for instance, I'll give you a practical example. Working with an organization that does youth programs, the contract arrives after the proposal has been submitted and awarded. The contract comes. The contract stipulates, oh, by the way, which they didn't say beforehand in their application. The funder was a little remiss in not telling the organization, this is going to require this level of insurance. You say, oh, I don't have that insurance. Let me look into what that's going to cost. And you call your insurance broker and you have the conversation, and they come back and say, that's a $12,000 policy that you're going to have to add. Pit in your stomach. Oh God, you haven't signed it yet. If it's a $20,000 award and you have to spend 12,000, or they say you can't use the grant funds for that insurance, that helps you make some decisions. You can use GPT in your decision-making process and help with your risk mitigation. So you're really confirming, yes, we can do all the things in this contract before you sign it. And you could maybe say, you know what? We actually can't do this. Sometimes it's better to say no than to put yourself under the pressure of having to step into a contract you can't fulfill. So you can use it in that way too, but it's a great way to kind of go back and forth and qualify. Do I understand what it's expected? And then at the end of the process, as you're starting to report, have I done what's expected? Or even midway through, here's where we're at so far. What haven't we done? So use this as a tool to kind of go back and forth and assess and do a quick analysis, especially when we're crunched for time. We don't always have time to do the level of analysis we'd like. If we can make it shorter by using the tools we've created, work with your program staff if you have it and it's not you, or if it's you, just work with yourself and qualify halfway through or each quarter. Am I in alignment? What haven't I done yet that is expected per this contract? So you can use the contract as a tool as well. All right. Questions, thoughts, insights, little moments where you're excited because you discovered something, feedback before we move on to something else. Are we going too fast?
I hate to be the only one asking a question, but I have a question, but let someone else go first if they have one.
Anyone else want to chime in? How's it going? Are you uploading the things and kind of seeing what some of the content is so far?
Well, I will go since no one else is speaking.
Go for
Um,
it.
I'm so excited. I was like, this is going to help with the grant report. And I did exactly what I thought I saw you do, which is I uploaded the PDF twice and I got an unexpected error occurred message with no information about what the error is. And you're nodding your head, so maybe it's a simple fix.
It happens. Sometimes I start a new chat and I try it again. Sometimes I'll go in and cut and paste the content. It just can't read the PDF for some reason. Erin, do you know why that happens?
Um, PDF, I can give you a technical answer. So the way that PDFs are formatted, I don't know specifically what encoding your PDF specifically uses. Sometimes you can open it up in Acrobat and then resave it or compress it, uh, save it like as for the web. And doing that will fix whatever error there is in the page itself,
Mhm.
just so you have a version of it that has been overwritten with the right headers or the right formatting.
Yeah, I've actually a couple of times where it wouldn't read it and I couldn't cut and paste it. So I've taken the document, I've saved it as a zip file, and that
Hmm.
allows me to then go into the zip file and save it as a Word doc.
Okay.
And then you can actually cut and paste from there. So a few tricks on how
Ooh,
to get the content in there if it's giving you grief. Occasionally it won't read. Sometimes I'll put images in and it doesn't always do a great job reading the content of images. It does, it can, but it doesn't always. I've tested video as of today. It still can't it still can't view video and give you content on your feedback on your videos yet. I bet it will come eventually, but you still can't upload videos. I tried today.
Do you know if it will do screenshots? Because my PDF editor isn't very robust and I can't, I'm gonna try the zip thing, but copying and pasting from a PDF, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do. So I wondered if it would read screenshots of the document.
it
I
will.
wouldn't
It
trust you. I
will.
mean, it will.
Okay,
It will.
it
Here.
will. Interesting. I'll try that. Why not? What do I have to
Yep.
lose? Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, thanks.
Cool. Awesome. Other thoughts, other feedback, other things you're excited about? Reporting. Woo. Aaron's giving it a test right now with a screenshot.
Yeah, I'm getting an error on that too. I think I'm just gonna do a restart of my laptop. I'm gonna have to do what you just said, which is, sometimes you got to go for drastic measures.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
honestly, the trick of it takes a few steps, but the trick of changing it from a zip file to a Word, and I've done that zip file to a Word, made edits, and then resaved it as a PDF with the new changes, and it's
Hmm.
awesome. Doesn't
Hmm.
always work though, because you can get frustrated, and that's when I get to call Erin and go, "Help me, please! What did I do?" But yeah, try that too. But it will see, it will read the screen. Well, let's talk about funders. You have a new funder. Did everybody bring a new funder that you want to apply to? Yes? No? Maybe? Well, I hope you did, because we're gonna play a little bit. So I grabbed a funder. Let's look at Geico. Geico.com, the Geico Gecko Foundation, right? So the foundation for Geico. We're gonna grab their kind of their a page from their website, maybe the about page, maybe it's their grants page, whatever kind of talks about their funding, right? So we grab that and we're going to put that in and say, in what ways does this foundation align, where am I? Where did I leave off? Align with our organization's mission, vision, and values. So I'm using this as a quick tool to say, is it really? I mean, it told me in its focus areas, yes, but really does it align with fully with our mission? So it's a way to start to screen funders that you might want to apply to. So it's giving a little feedback. All right, here's what they fund. Here's what you do. There's alignment there. And it might also give us feedback on where it doesn't align. That happens as well. We'll let it finish typing everything. I'm hoping that you've put a funder in too. and asked it the same question. So now it's given me, yeah, it says, okay, there's a seamless alignment. Cool, great. They should fund me automatically. Yay. So now I'm going to ask, all right, but I still have to make a decision because we sort of do these different things that align with different areas. And I need to choose where am I going to focus this application so that I am making the most compelling case I could possibly make to this funder to articulate a shared purpose and really show how aligned we are and that my program is going to make their mission a reality. I'm going to activate their mission through my program. So we're going to ask it, what would be the strongest focus for an application to this funder? What focus area, given my mission, vision, and values, right? Given my programming, what is the absolute strongest focus to apply to this funder? And it's telling me these are the things you should focus on. Did it great. Yeah. It might give you multiple things, but things to emphasize. I love that. Okay, you're telling me that this is a priority for them. I'm going to talk about it in my application somehow. So I've got some keywords that are coming up, right? That are aligning with the keywords of the funder. But it's also, again, creating that shared purpose. So this is a funder I'm going to go for. You could take it a step further. We don't have prompts for this, but if you wanted, you could actually go in and take their, you can preview their application, download if it's in a system, the preview, and take their application and upload it with perhaps a previous application with a report on your programming. So if we were going to do the same thing we did for the previous foundation we were looking at, I could look at the application to Geico Foundation and then look at the application to Worth and the report to Worth, put them all in, upload them, and say, am I ready to apply for this application? Do I have all of the information based on what's in the Worth materials to apply for Geico? Because if it's a tight deadline and you're not sure if you can make it, it's not already included in your budget as something you need to apply to, you get to say no. You don't have to go for everything. If it's going to compromise your well-being, perhaps that's not the right decision to apply if you're not fully ready, right? So you can ask it, am I ready? And it will give you some feedback based on your answers to this application. You can answer all of these, or you don't know this information. Perhaps you're not ready to apply, or yeah, let's go. Let's do this. You're ready. You have everything you need. Does that make sense? All right, talk to us. We'd love to hear a little bit of feedback on some of the things you've tried, some of the things, if you have questions about trying some of this activity in chat, would love some feedback on, did anybody go through the whole process with us? No? Everybody's so quiet today. It's December, I get it. We so get it.
Yeah, this is completely typical. There's usually like an 80-20 rule of people who are participating versus absorbing.
Yep, absolutely.
And I was just
Absolutely.
going to say, I'm starting to use it, but right now I only have the free account. I haven't even signed up for the full one, so I'm really limited. I mean, you guys are showing great examples, but I can't upload folders or do anything like that.
Oh, you should be able to upload in the free.
Nope, the free says you can't do attachments. You can't add attachments in.
I wonder if
Really?
that's my problem. How much is the paid version? I'm curious.
The plus is $20 per seat.
$20 a month?
Yeah, a month per seat. Yep.
Okay, got it. All right, thank you.
Yep.
Maybe that's my problem, but I'm not getting an error that I can't upload. But
So there's different models. You might be started out at a different model. If you have the option up here, go and select the 4.0 model. That was what my problem was at the very beginning. It had this attach files button disabled and the search the web button disabled. And what I did was create a new chat and use this one that says great for most tasks. I don't know if that's specifically what's happening on yours, but it's worth the test.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it could be that you're using, I know there are different versions of Chat GPT, which is so maybe because I have Chat GPT plus, and then I just have regular. I don't even see what you're showing there, which is the 4.0.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Any
So,
other steps
yeah.
before we move on? We picked those specific things as far as your grant process. Is there anything you're struggling with in your grant program that you want to ask about that we might be able to tell you the solution, a solution that you can try using GPT? Is there something happening in your process that you want to know? Is there an option in GPT that I can make this a little easier? I can make this more efficient or a little less painful.
I wanted to mention something.
Hmm.
So recently I found out that I'm not being as specific as I should be when I apply for grants. Like I'm not adding a lot of data. So I've been playing around with Chat GPT to kind of like analyze my last 5 years, like how many people I served, the population and things of that nature. So I found that helpful, but I know that is a struggle for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great approach if you take the multi-years, because then you start to think about trends and you're not just counting beans, you're not just counting heads. So Rosalind, that's amazing. It's a great way to start to figure out what can I, and ask the question, upload content, upload surveys, upload, attendance, upload any information you have along with your program design and your applications and reports, and ask it, what metrics can I include based on what I have available to me? What's real? What are the metrics I can actually report on? You can ask GPT that and it'll give you an outline and you can explore and say, okay, let me do that. Erin and I also use it to make data visualizations, which one of these days we'll do a session on specifically making data visualizations. And it's fantastic. You upload multiple data sources and ask it to analyze it, or give it some specific data and say, I need a visualization that articulates, that tells the story of what happened here. And it allows you to kind of dig in and tell your story in a different way. And really, if you're not strong in evaluation or you're not sure what to put in there metric wise that's meaningful, ask it. Ask it. I've even said, hey, search the internet for best practices in evaluation, and then take the materials I have and tell me what I could possibly measure given my program that and make it. And then I've even told them, I'm an office of one. What's realistic for what I can measure to help manage your workload and really put your well-being at the forefront as well. Good stuff. What else? What else are you running into bottlenecks or hurdles in your grant program process, either writing or reporting? Anything that you'd like to know more about? No? Well, cool. We're going to talk a little bit about Zoom. Zoom and AI. We don't have as much hands-on because we have a slight barrier of not having access to the AI companion. But Erin, I'm going to hand it over to Erin. If you do have more questions about grant stuff, if you're thinking about it, if you're still playing behind the scenes, absolutely, if you're trying to do something and you're stuck, practice while you have us. If you get stuck somewhere, Erin and I can kind of talk you through it. So I highly recommend, as we're chatting, pull up another screen, split your screen, and do a little work in GPT to see, just hands-on, in case you do run into something that isn't working and you need to troubleshoot a little bit. We're here for that, and that would, I think, be beneficial if you're stuck. We found it to be quite helpful to folks. Erin, handing it over to talk about Zoom.
Yeah, sure. It feeds off of a subject that we kind of touched on a little bit. I believe it was Alicia that said, can it see my screen? And, can I upload screenshots? And we were saying, it doesn't do video yet, but it's coming. One thing that part of Zoom's main use is video. We're in this room all together, and behind the scenes, right now, prior to starting the Zoom, we did everything that we could to get the AI companion for this account logged in, but we're gonna have to talk to an admin, and that's and the next one. The next one will have the AI companion enabled. The what happens a lot in meetings is people will show up late, or they'll zone out and disrupt the meeting with needing further clarification. So the AI companion tool within a Zoom meeting has knowledge of the transcript and all of the time codes of where that stuff was mentioned. And so you can ask it very specific questions about what the content of the meeting was. You can do it by person's name. You can say, what are the main topics that Aaron discussed? And it'll read out, it'll summarize in the same sort of way that we demonstrated uploading a file and saying, do something with this file. It has the same ability. It uses Perplexity. It's a different chat company, but it acts very similarly. These are all the GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. You don't need to know that. There's not going to be a test. It just has to do with how the bot acts as a chat window, and for going backwards and forward, and knowing how to access information. So that said, the ability within a Zoom window to ask things is nice. Ask for summaries. That's a common use case where it gets to the end and you say, okay, well, that was great. Give me the minutes. Like, what are the main topics discussed here? Are there any actionable tasks that I need to be aware of? And so there's other tools built in other than just chatting with the AI. Sorry, Rosalind's screen just got enormous. Okay, well, sorry. What was I saying? Oh, there's more tools built into Zoom, the workspace, other than just Zoom, the chat. So Um, so the AI companion is one thing. In Zoom, there's docs, and so in terms of it being able to see what you're doing, if you're working within the docs within the Zoom workspace, opening up the AI companion has access to everything that you've written in that document. So as ideas come up, does this wording sound right? Everything is in context to your document. A lot of what we wind up doing is we'll be working on a doc either in Google Docs or in Word, and we'll copy and paste from Word into ChatGPT in order to get it to give recommendations on the content. So a feature that Zoom is pioneering is really this integration with the workspace as a place, and then building upon that. Added to the kind of combined between those two, the working in a document versus the video of the AI companion. You can create shared whiteboards in chat or in here. Oh, let me see. If I go to new whiteboard, I believe that everybody's going to get added to this. So it works as a whiteboard. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. You know, you can all work together. And so let's see, one of the features of the Zoom AI companion within the whiteboard is that you can say, draw me a mind map of the contents of this meeting, or summarize this process for me in a diagram. And the AI will generate imagery that summarizes that information for you. Allison, we'll need to do that for next time because it's pretty cool.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, we have to work at the foundation side to get access to all of those tools.
Well, if you want somebody to test with, call me up.
Yeah. And you know, one of the things that even the basic use of the summaries, right? One of the best things I've been able to do is, you know, we work with a lot of creatives. We are very grounded in arts organizations, and academia too. And there's a lot of ideas and a lot of energy and a lot of passion around. I mean, we're all like that. We're in the sector. That's who we are. And sometimes we lose the thread of what was said, what was decided upon, what happened in that meeting, really, because we found an idea and we're all jazzed about it and we're running with it, right? But we've forgotten about some other smaller things. So one of the things that I found really helpful is asking, what decisions did we make? And what decisions did we make in this meeting? And again, that goes back to a governance thing, a management thing, and really making sure that those are documented. And if there was a misunderstanding, you can send a summary later and say, here's what we decided as a follow-up to the meeting, and someone might be able to respond and go, wait a minute, we didn't decide that. Yeah, we did, right here in this section. So you can use it for that. You can also use it to outline, to help manage your team. If these are all the action items, like Erin said, you can ask it specifically who's attached to that action item, and it will list that for you so you can help manage that. And then in the next meeting, I've even taken the transcript from a previous meeting and put it next to the transcript for the new meeting and say, did we miss anything? So in some of the advanced companion tools, which they are so exciting, some of the things that are coming in 2025, you can actually upload and ask questions without it going to the whole group, sort of on your own, and then be able to dig back in again. So we'll keep exploring the companion there, and I do think it'll be really fun, Erin, to use the whiteboard and collaborate and have a good time with it. It's super fun workflows and such. I wanted to just put it out, Erin, anything else before I just ask everyone to share their one thing they're going to use?
I think I covered all the cool AI stuff. There's more in the as far as the Zoom workspace goes. We'll discuss more in future AI playgrounds.
Yeah, they have some really incredible things that are exciting. Like honestly, it's not just because I'm a geek and we love this stuff. It's actually really exciting at the things that we'll be able to do for you moving forward.
I should
Okay, so
mention
I
that
would love everybody to share, if you
I
would.
just dropped into the chat the registration for the AI playgrounds. As Erin said,
Yay!
we'll
Yeah, we're already
continue
booked for next
the
year.
conversation. So be sure to register.
So if everybody could share one thing they're going to walk away from today and use, I'd love to hear that. One thing. Who wants to start?
I haven't really used it so I'm in development and I haven't really used it much. So I'm really excited. This has got me very excited. I think I could use it for all of those things, for the financials, for the narrative, the financial narrative, for reporting, for seeing if we connect with if we align with new funders requirements. I think all of those things, I want to play with all of that. I haven't had a chance to, but it's very exciting.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome.
I'll go behind Julie, and I'm glad that she was able to join as well, because I work for Julie. So when I saw this, I was like, You need to do this. I've dabbled with it a little bit, but I haven't used it really to do the grants, so to speak, because Julie does do most of it. So I'm excited to see how that could work, because sometimes just writing them, you just get stuck. And the best thing about the AI and the chat GPTs, it helps you get started sometimes, like not to use it word for just, it gets your brain going. So.
Yeah. Or if something's clunky, sometimes you'll write a
Yes.
paragraph and you've gone
Yeah.
back 15 times and you're like, ugh, it's
Yeah.
not working, it's not working, it's not working. And then suddenly you're like, okay, let me just ask how to clean this up. How do I make this cohesive and clear and
Yeah.
actually articulate what I'm trying to say here? And it's great. Or you can ask it to simplify it, right?
Mhm.
You're working in this heady language because you're in it.
Yeah.
The person who might be reading it has no idea. They're not in the field, right? They believe
Right.
in the mission. So how do you also use it to help serve different audiences who may be looking at it?
Mhm.
All right, who else? How do I respond here? Hold on.
Kristen shared in the chat that she doesn't work in the grant space, but learned a lot today just as an introduction to ChatGPT. And so she said she's a novice, but this was super informative and helpful.
Cool. I'm answering another one. I'm planning to just let a grant report. Unable to upload the PDF. Let's see.
Still working on it.
Yeah. Try.
You know what I did, which I think is really funny, and I want to just share this. It may seem really obvious, but I do this all the time. I use ChatGPT as my sort of technical personal assistant. So I
Mhm.
basically asked it, why are you giving me this error message?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
and I'm like, I'm on a Mac. This is a version, like, what is going on with you? And so then it gave me all these tips. Well, try this, try this, try this. Right. None of it has worked yet.
Mhm.
Okay, but I noticed you can you don't have to upload files. You can link to Google Drive.
Yeah, absolutely. I do that all the time.
Yeah, my organization is heavy users of a G Suite account.
Yep.
So that's what I really wanted to know. If I can easily do that, I will do that. Is there any tips or tricks to that? Because I'm really comfortable in that space.
Aaron?
Yeah, okay, so there's a whole separate
Okay.
workshop that needs to be
Of
done
course.
on Google Actions and how to
Please.
automate stuff within Google Docs.
All right.
One thing ChatGPT is very good at is writing code.
Yeah.
So you don't have to know how to write custom actions for Google Docs or or Google Sheets or Google Slides. If there's something that you do repetitively when dealing with a new document, being able to run it through some automation software that ChatGPT has kindly created for you, it's all doable. Like just having a button that's like correct this, make this sound more like me, make whatever the case may be. Sometimes you could say for every slide in this presentation, write a 2 or 3 different options for what the main title could be. And then you just click a button and all of your titles have multiple options. So we'll need to plan out a whole other thing to do about the cool things that you can do with Google.
Yeah. And there's other really cool things like this past week. Well, speaking of the coding piece, I actually learned how to unprotect a protected document that we lost the password for because GPT talked me through it. It gave me I'm like, no, that one didn't work. And it gave me a new way. Oh, that one didn't work. And it gave me new I'm like, give me step by step. And it actually told me how to go into developer mode, how to remove the code that was protecting it. And then all of these pieces to get it unprotected so that I could actually use it and move.
Yeah, that's cool. Like I think many of us, I mean, I don't have any access to any kind of actual IT or tech support.
Mhm.
So I've found that using ChatGPT is one of my more common use cases where I will ask it to help me. And I even asked it like this weekend, why, I'm being billed for Apple Fitness Plus. I didn't sign up for it. and I can't, like, and my troubleshooting has failed. Like, what do I do next? So, I mean, this is the kind of thing where you can use it because you can talk to it and build on it. You can use it for so many things. It's ridiculous.
You should see some of the ones Aaron's built. He has what's the Philomath? What is it called?
Yeah, Philomath is actually super
Philomath.
awesome.
Yeah, so you guys are in a whole other, like, I'm on like the 100, like I'm on like the kiddie swings of the playground, and I'm really excited. And but my point is, I think the more that you just sort of like play around with it, the more you see how it has the potential. I joke that it's it's my new assistant. I'm not kidding you. I work for a super small nonprofit. It has helped me in so many ways. So thank
Yeah.
you, Community Foundation, for offering these playgrounds, because this is my second one, and I learned so much from the first one.
That's really great to hear, Alicia. I love the feedback and your positive attitude. You are really having fun with it. We can all tell. So that I think goes very, very far when you're learning something new.
Yes.
To analyze data. Yeah, let me tell you. I use it so much to analyze if I'm tired. If I'm just not in a headspace where I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do this the old school way, I'll throw data in and ask it for some insights. And that gives me a place to expand, but at least some of the foundational work is done for me, and I can then go in deeper from there. So absolutely use it for data analysis. I even have used it, again, we use it for visualizations. I took a designed report PDF and asked it to turn it into the client I had sent it to said, hey, I need to give this to my board, and I just can't handle doing the presentation with your PDF. It's beautiful, but and I asked it, hey, prepare this content into an outline for a Word doc, and it actually created the Word doc for me. Because of Canvas. So yeah, and Excel, if you don't know all the commands, GPT will absolutely teach you. It absolutely does teach you how to use Excel. I've actually become a much better Excel user. I forgot how to do a few things and asked it, I'm like, hey, how do I do this? And you're able to do multiple data sources. So I've taken multiple data sources and put them together. And then, yeah, me too. See, yay. I see 4 exclamation points. See someone else who gets excited about data. It's great because you can just throw in multiple data sources, and there's a lot less configuring that you need to do in order to analyze the content. So you can put that in and ask it, hey, give me some insights about these data as in complement, what's the word I'm looking for? In relation to one another, each of the sets of data. Yeah. Anything else you're going to use? Anything else you're excited about using? Or that was just completely new and you had never thought of using? You're like, wait, what?
If not, I want to tell a quick story.
Yeah.
All right. So we were at a holiday party last night, and there was a basket of these things. I didn't know what they were. And so I pull out my phone. I say, basket of cylindrical paper with ends rolled up. Someone said it makes a pop noise when opened. Sound familiar? And so it gave me an answer to what that is. And then I said, oh, can you generate a picture? So a little bit of feedback on, this is largely what they looked like. So I've fully integrated using the idea of describing something and then having it give me information about what it is. There's like a curiosity engine. It's so grand. It's so wonderful.
Yeah.
I was trying to work on a deadline this morning for a year-end appeal. And I was like, God, there's something really lacking here. And I literally got out my piece of paper and my pen, and I started to like try and populate alternatives. And I'm like, I'm such an idiot. I don't need to do this anymore. I went right over to ChatGPT and I'm like, here's what I'm currently saying. I need some fresh alternatives like now. It was fantastic. And then I'm like, and I need an email subject line. And I need a good preview line. I'm like, it's like there's so many ways in which it can jumpstart or get you through a logjam. where you're like, why am I doing this the old fashioned way? Anyway, it's fun because it was like I was done in 5 minutes.
Yeah. And you can, I mean, I have actually had conversations as if it's a, a friend. I'll be like, that's silly.
Exactly.
What were you thinking? And it'll actually answer, what were you thinking giving me that answer? I'm like, okay, let's try this. Or no,
Yeah.
that's not working. Try again.
Yeah.
And, able to have a conversation and tell it very specifics, make this friendlier, make this more formal. What I know about the audience of who I'm writing for, I can bring those aspects in and you can rewrite in a second. And there's also the find out who's reviewing. If you know who the reviewers are for your apps, you can say, okay, look at who they are. A little bit of here's their online profile. Is this something that will resonate with them? Is there other language I might use that will better resonate with this particular audience, or what style should I write in and things like that? So yeah, go for it. Use it. Yay! Yay!
Was another great session. And I'm glad so many people are excited to continue. We're thrilled to be able to continue to offer the playground in 2025. So be sure to register and share with your colleagues, your teams. So we can, the more the merrier in the new year. So I made those notes, Allison, as you were talking about things that we need to talk about next time, and Erin will get a deeper dive into Zoom AI companion too. So we're already shaping up our calendar for the new year.
Definitely. We may even need to start adding, Erin and I were talking about intermediate and advanced sessions. Ooh.
Pretty soon. I think so.
Very cool.
So much. And thank you everyone for attending. It's been great. And I look forward to seeing you in the new year.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, someone put in the chat, and I just tried it as well. When you go to sign up, it says that there's only a wait list. So there's
okay. That's amazing to me because we just launched that. So I will create more space and I'll email the link out to everyone anyhow.
All right, great. Thanks so much, everyone.
That's great. Hey, everybody, have an amazing holiday. Get some rest. That quiet week between the holiday and New Year, whatever holiday it may be. Get some rest. Take care of yourselves. Play with some AI.
Bye-bye.
Bye.